Okay, welcome back. So we just completed box 1.0, which was a 50 by 50 by 50 millimeter box with a 20 millimeter hole going through the middle. Now we're going to do a few other things with a new box. So this is going to be box 2.0. So you can go up to the top, type in your first name, and then put in box 2.0. That's what we're going to call it. I should suggest that you always add the title to your project before you start working on it. It's just a good practice to get into. That way, you know when you get into your dashboard and you see what projects you're working on, that you are able to identify what project is what. All right, we're going to take a box and bring it over. We can go ahead and change the color if we want. Of course, this is how we do it. And then we're going to now hold down the shift key and we're going to make another 50 by 50 by 50 box. All right. Now this one, what we're going to do is we're going to add a radius to it. Okay. And a radius is a fancy way of saying rounded edges. Okay. So once you click on the box, you're going to see that a menu appears on the right hand side over here. Okay. And it says radius. So what you can do is you can add a slight rounding to the edges and you can make it extreme. And obviously, if you bring it all the way over to the side, it'll turn it into a sphere. But I usually do somewhere around point 0.5. Or you can go a little bit more aggressive if you want to go a little bit more aggressive. You can do something like point 0.9, and that gives a little bit more of a rounded edge. And so now what we want to do is we want to put a hole through all 6 sides of this box. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn a new skill, which is how to duplicate things. So we're going to make this a 60 millimeter cylinder. And then what we're going to do is we're going to hit Control D on our keyboard. And then we're going to arrow over a second cylinder. And then after we do that, we're going to do Control D again, and it's going to automatically create the same spacing in between these cylinders and create an identical cylinder. Now, it's not important, the spacing, but it just that will become beneficial in later projects. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to drag over one of the cylinders, and we're going to select both the box and the cylinder. Now, you need to be careful when you have cylinders or any other objects near objects that you're trying to group, because you can sometimes it might select everything even though you're not intending to do that. All right, so we have the hole anyway going through the top of the box, and now what we want to do is we want to use a new feature, which is allowing us to rotate the cylinder. Now if we grab those arrows and we rotate, we can have it go in 22.5-degree increments. If we bring and hold the mouse button down and bring the arrow out, now we can do it in single-degree increments. Okay. And if you need to, you can always type in the exact angle, just the way we do a normal typing of numbers, and get an exact measurement just by typing it in manually. And so I'm just going to make that 90. I'm going to push it through the side. I'm going to rotate this around. I'm going to draw a box around it, and I'm going to align it. So we're going to align it and get it perfectly centered, and then group that. All right. And now we're just going to take this, and now we just have to rotate this on its side. So we're going to turn it this way, make it 90, push it over, and then rotate your view, draw a box around these objects, select align, and then we're going to center it, and then center it from top to bottom, and then group it. And now what we see is a hole going through all 6 sides. The last thing that we're going to learn is we're going to learn how to lift an object off the surface. So what I want you to do is look at this black triangle right here. That allows us, when we click and drag upward, that allows us to bring this and elevate this up into the air. So what we're going to do is we're going to elevate that up to 15 millimeters. Now we can type in manual numbers, make it jump to 20. We can click in here and make it drop down to 5. We can make it any height that we want. And if for some reason you're not sure what height, or you just want to reset everything, If you have the object selected, you can hit D on your keyboard, just D, not Control D, just D, and it'll drop it back down to the work plane. Okay, so we're going to bring this up to 15 millimeters, and you have now completed Box 2.0. All right, so thank you for joining, and we'll see